7 o'clock, I call this meeting to order. You all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on our agenda, roll call. All here but Mark, he's absent tonight. Item 4, acceptance of agenda. I hear a motion on that.
Is there any 11th hour?
Actually, item 4 is acceptance of the Selectmen's meeting minutes.
Oh. Skip work.
Skipped it.
I'll move we accept the minutes. Second.
No, that was, excuse me,
Yeah.
my mistake. Okay.
No problem.
The motion made and seconded to accept the minutes of our last day meeting. All those in favor? Oh, no. Now we'll go to acceptance of agenda.
There's no 11th hour and no need for 17 or 18. No executive session tonight.
I'll move we accept as amended. Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the agenda as amended. All those in favor? What else? Before we go on to item 6, public hearing, I imagine everyone realizes that last week Bill Ward passed away. Bill served on this board. He and I came on here together as newly elected members quite a number of years ago. Back at that time, the town office computer system was being revamped, and we relied very heavily on Bill's knowledge of computers and his experience, to get that project done. So at this time, I'd ask for a moment of silence in his memory. Thank you. Item 6 on our agenda, public hearing for liquor license renewal for Captain A.V. Nichols Inn. Do I hear a motion to
Make a
go into
motion.
public hearing?
Out of meeting into public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to go from a regular agenda to public hearing. All in favor? James, what do we have?
I've dropped the folder off. There's been no issues at all. I understand they're renewing the license. They didn't use it much last year, and there were no complaints.
Any comments from the board? This being a public hearing, is there any comments from the public? Hearing none, I will ask for motion then to go back to our regular agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to go to public hearing, back to our regular agenda. All in favor? Item 7, any decisions from public hearing? I hear a motion.
I'll move we accept it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to renew the liquor license for Captain A.V. Nichols Inn. Discussion.
Yeah, just one quick question. There's no special amusement permit, it's just the...
None indicated. I looked through that before the meeting to make sure, but there's no indication of that.
Nothing for me.
There's no discussion, I'll call for vote. All in favor? 4-0. Item 8, open to the public. You want the public here to speak? Alan?
I'd like to know if there's an update on the GAC's remediation testing. Last time I remember being here, I thought we all agreed that Bud Rivers was going to act as an intermediary and report back to the town on the progress of their testing to see if they're making any progress. And I hadn't heard much about it, so I thought I'd come down and see what what the status was, what was going on.
James, you heard anything from Bud on that?
No, I have not.
I believe we did agree on that.
Mhm.
Quarterly,
I'm not sure how often they were gonna do their
No, I don't
testing
either.
updates, but it was gonna coincide with that.
I'll ask him.
James, can you contact Bud and?
Yeah, I'll find out.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Okay. Item 9, old business, election of MSC board.
This was tabled from the last meeting. Electing one person and a ballot of 8. Irene Belanger from China, Gary Bauman from Oakland, Jim Guerrera from Hope, Wayne Krager from Stockton Springs, Vaughn Leach from Blue Hill, Susan Lassar from Bucksport, Chip Reeves of Bar Harbor, Tony Smith of Mount Desert. And I do have some bios on the back of it if you're interested in taking a look at it.
I'll move for Sue Lassard.
second.
A motion been made and seconded to vote for Susan Lassad to serve on the MSC board, which is the Municipal Review Committee. They're the ones that try to negotiate where we take our trash, whether Perk or Hamden facility. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of Susan Lassad? 4-0, James. Item 10, new business. 10A, appointment of planning board alternate.
As you requested, I sent letters to each of the 4 applicants for this position and invited them to get back to me or to come to the meeting. Harlan is here. You got my letter, I
I
assume?
did, yeah.
Harlan and where's my note? I sent them along. I did receive word back from Norman Otis in person, and Harlan is here. I would say that Peter Knoll is also I would imagine maybe why he didn't come down is his is a very recent application. But I did send to Harlan, Norman, Peter, and Chris Colby, who also had an application here.
So I would say that we'd want to hear confirmation that they're still interested by the next meeting, or they can come to the meeting if they're interested. That sound fair?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Did you hear from Chris Colby?
I did not.
All right, so there's 4 applicants: Harlan McLaughlin, Norman Otis, Peter Knoll, and Christopher Colby. And we haven't heard from Mr. Knoll or Mr. Colby yet, if they're still interested, right? Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. I'll move that we table this to our next regular meeting to allow for any public comment.
Before you second that,
Yep.
I think Harlan is here. Might be worthy to ask him any questions that the board might have. Not to say you wouldn't come back to another meeting, but you're here, and if he had some input or some questions, now would be a good time to hit it.
Also, too, we must be approaching the deadline of when we have to appoint someone, aren't we?
Yeah, probably by your next meeting. Tabling it to one meeting, like
Right.
your procedure is fine, but we wouldn't be able to table it beyond that.
So the next meeting would be make a decision. Harlan, you're interested, right?
I am, yes. I'm interested in how the procedures have changed. Last time I was at one of these meetings, it was imperative that people show up here. If they didn't show up here, they obviously weren't interested, they didn't get back to you, and the voting was done with the people who showed up. And there was heavy emphasis on first applied, nominated, and
This isn't that meeting. You would do this in 2 meetings. We've done that for 7 years.
is that right?
Yeah.
Ah,
So it's the first meeting. Make sure that no one's getting surprised with who the applicants are, and and then the next meeting we'll make a decision at that point.
Ah, so this is the first meeting.
Yeah,
I see.
we do it like a policy.
I see. There might be some questions about why the letter says the meeting is tomorrow night. That's what I came down thinking we were gonna talk about the GAC, and then I'm surprised to see that's on the agenda, but the letter says the 16th.
Oh, I apologize. I must have been looking at the wrong calendar, but that could be why people aren't here too. I apologize for that. That's
One of the reasons we're doing 2 meetings, so there's any confusion, it's worked.
That's
in the 2
a
weeks
good
prior.
reason for doing two.
Yeah. All right, I made a motion to table for public comment.
Second.
Motion been seconded to table this till next meeting, public comment. Any discussion on the motion? I do have a question for Alan. Approximately how long ago did you put your intention in, your notice that you'd like to serve? Any idea?
I have that.
Okay.
They're all dated now. People put the dates on it. Harlan's was received on October 30th of 2015. Norman's was on March 4th of 16. June, oh, that's not really one. Of course I don't have them in order. Peter Knoll was 9/9 of 16, and Chris Colby was 2/26 of 16.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Any more discussion? Questions? You're now call for vote. All those in favor of the motion? Uh, 10B, appointment of planning board, appeals board rather, alternate.
Basically the same scenario, only I did not get the letter to Stephen Bullock or Peter Tabor for their interest. I will make sure to get that this week. They're not under the same time constraint as the planning board. That's been an open seat, and I have actually had a lot of contact with Mr. Bullock. He's been in constant contact with me about the position, but I haven't reached out to Peter yet, so
Okay.
we'll do that this week.
So we have 2 applicants, Peter Tabor and Steve Bullock, and you think you've received confirmation from Mr. Bullock?
Well, he's
Not
he
formal.
talks to me quite often.
Okay, so
about
we
the
can.
position.
Okay, so by next meeting we should know. Okay. I'll move the table to the next regular meeting for public comment.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to table the appointment of
But you were
the
right,
Board of
Doug.
Appeals until next meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor? Or no? Correspondence.
I only have a couple of items in correspondence. I apologize ahead of time. My throat is on fire. The first item is a letter from Community Action, Mid-Coast Maine Community Action, thanking us for the $1,000 donation made at the annual town meeting. And the second item is actually from Community Health and Counseling Services, which is a request for next meeting, but I thought it was interesting to at least put out there what services they provide for Walton County, and that's on the second page. That's all I have, except for some really cool pictures drawn
Oh yeah.
by 3 individuals who came with their mom to vote.
We usually
And,
do thank you notes to the police chief or whoever it is. I do. So my wife went to vote, and she had all 3 kids in tow, which was, threatened her constitutional liberties. And so the police chief was nice enough to give them all a tour of the fire station, and they all had a great time. So they all wrote a thank you note and picture to the chief. So I figured I'd share that. So we don't get too many from kids, but we had a good time. Thank the chief in person tonight. He wouldn't stop talking about it.
Item 13, treasurer's warrant.
I move accept that pending our signatures.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the warrants pending signatures. Any discussion? All those in favor? Department head reports.
I move we accept those. I think I saw all of them, right?
All of them.
Fire,
Yeah.
police, ambulance.
I think it's worth mentioning too that economic development has given us a report. This is the first one.
That's right.
That's what his activities have been. Looks like they're very busy.
Make a motion to accept the, go ahead, Tim.
I just have a question. I was impressed with that report from the economic director. Is it possible to put that on television or have copies here?
Yeah.
I would like
Maybe
people to
something.
see that.
Yeah, it's probably the most
Yeah.
public interest.
It's very comprehensive in, what, a month?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
It's October.
We said he worked fast.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I move to accept the department heads reports unless somebody else moved already.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept department head reports. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor? Selectmen reports. Aaron. Well, you already reported on the artwork.
There you go.
Yeah. Doug,
I have nothing.
Dick.
Friday, December 2nd, the county budget, county budget is ready for a public hearing. The public hearing will take place on Friday, December the 2nd, over at the district court. Starts at 6 o'clock, then when we take a break, 7 o'clock, we will make the final vote on the budget. Right now, it stands at an increase of 3.29% on the county budget. December Selectmen's meeting, that's the one with the 5th grade. I spoke to Mr. Quigley. It's going to be a daytime meeting. It will be at, I said, what is your best time? He says 1:15 to 2:15. They'll be over, he can have them over here by 1:15, 2:15, they gotta leave here to get the buses and everything. So we'll advertise that meeting. As the 6th of December, starting at 1:15. And I got another oddball one simply because it's the biggest craft show around. I know there's a lot of craft shows taking place, but the craft show at RSU 3 over there at Mount View is going to be held on December the 3rd. I don't know what time it starts, but I know at 9 o'clock the doors are open and the place is mobbed. That's the biggest craft show I've ever seen in Maine. That's it.
I do want to mention, last Thursday morning, the school up here put on a tremendous Veterans Day program. Dick and I were both there to it. James visited.
Yep.
It was nothing fantastic what those kids did.
Yep.
And so I just want to take this opportunity to publicly thank the staff and the students, for a tremendous morning. That's all I have. Again, open to public. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?